What's going on YouTube? It's your boy CamATL. Shout out to the DFS squad. Shout out to everybody watching this video right now. Drop a like down below because I already know you're gonna love it. Let's get over 150 likes on this video down below. Thank you guys. Comment anything in the comment section to enter your name into that $50 giveaway that I do every single week on this channel. Make sure you do so before Friday. I will be choosing the winner on Friday. So if you have not commented anything in any of the videos and you just have not been on YouTube at all and you've just been non-existent, make sure you go check those out. Comment anything to make sure you get your name into that $50 drawing. Thank you guys for joining me as always. Greenlightdfs.com. I am here for another NBA video. Now, as you know, I actually dropped a high five video yesterday, pretty much giving out my high five. Problem is at the time, there wasn't any more news about the eye poke that Anthony Davis took, and he is in serious jeopardy of possibly missing this game. So because of that, and with that said, I want to kind of just do a full slate breakdown here. I'm going to go position by position, and we're going to talk about a whole bunch of different scenarios that could happen here because there's a lot of people who could possibly miss. A lot of things are up in the air at this moment right now, and a lot of things have happened over the last, since Monday, that are going to make a big difference on this slate. And guys, a lot of value opening and stuff like that. So we're going to go position by position and talk about who benefits on either of these scenarios that happens. All right. Let's start off at point guard. Now, obviously, if Anthony Davis misses, LeBron James is an absolute lock on 2 games. Okay? It is a 2-game slate. So on 2-game slates, the rule of thumb is you have to have one of these guys. Okay? A super stud. All right? It doesn't make me happy knowing that AD has been sitting out of practices and stuff, and he's already got the eye poke issue, so that's scary for sure. Maybe LeBron has the edge. If they both play, LeBron has the edge over AD at this moment. I would just do that solely on the fact that AD is dealing with the eye poke, and who knows what else could pop up for him. We know LeBron James is going to play, and he's going to finish this game, and he's going to put all his effort in against the Clippers. He knows this is a huge matchup for this Lakers team, so honestly, in my opinion, if I was the Lakers, I don't have a ton to play for right now. I'm already locked in my position. Why risk it with AD at this moment? You know what I mean? Why risk it at this moment to put AD in there? Why even mess with it? There's no reason to even have him in there. You know what I mean? So I don't know. If AD misses, LeBron James is locked. If AD plays, then you can play with it and play either one. I like them both. LeBron James has the lead over it on that one though. Okay. Other guards that I really, really like here, let's just talk about it. Drew Holiday seems a little bit expensive to me at 8.6. I'm not loving that. I'm really, really not. So I'm not going to be going much Drew Holiday. I do love Donovan Mitchell. Lonzo Ball is a guy that can do a ton on the court. If Zion misses, I mean, you got to expect a little bit of a bump. It's not going to help him a ton, obviously, because he's not a big man, but maybe a tiny little bump, maybe a little more usage, but 7'4", he's okay. Donovan Mitchell's one of my favorite options, though, because against New Orleans, it's just a really solid matchup for guards against New Orleans. Malik Beasley, like I said in the other video, went for over 35. Jimmy Butler over 53. I mean, the New Orleans just gives it up to guards. And Donovan Mitchell's in a great spot. All right. Now, when it comes to really the guys that I'm really on here, is Reggie Jackson's one of the guys I'm really, really interested in. Now, pay attention to Patrick Beverley. We're not 100% sure at this moment. Let's see what they say here. He is a maybe still, okay? And I did some research before I started this video. We don't know. You know what I mean? So if Patrick Beverley misses, Reggie Jackson's a lock, okay? Reggie Jackson's going to get a bump in minutes regardless, okay? Plain and simple. Reggie's going to get a bump in minutes regardless because Lou Will's out. On top of that, Montrezl Harrell is out too, and we'll get to that in a little bit, but you know, if Patrick Beverley misses, lock in Reggie Jackson. If Patrick Beverley plays, that gives a hit to Reggie Jackson. But Reggie is still playable because I think Reggie's going to get plenty of minutes here with Lou Will out. And Patrick Beverley's not a guy who normally will get a ton of minutes. He'll normally play 20 to 25 minutes anyways. So Reggie's got a lot of minutes on the table for him regardless. All right. Outside of that, there's nobody else I'm really interested in at guard outside of the main guys I just mentioned. I'm mainly focused on LeBron, especially if AD misses. Even if AD plays, probably LeBron on a 2-game slate. It's a tough decision between those two, but it's pretty close price. And with AD already struggling with some issues, and they might even not play him a bunch of minutes even if he plays. So LeBron's probably the go-to there. Donovan Mitchell and Reggie Jackson are the main guys that I like there. All right. Let's talk some shooting guards. Same situation as guard, really. Drew Holiday, I'm not a ton excited about, but Donovan Mitchell, I definitely have exposure to. Joe Ingles is a little bit up there in price. Could he get you 36 and get you over 6x? Yes, he could. Okay, he got 39 and 30 the last 2 times against New Orleans, so he could hit value. He could hit 5x value pretty easily. You have guys like Jordan Clarkson who could have a really, really good game here. At only 4.2, he's a solid option. Normally he'll play 20 to 25 minutes, and Clarkson's a guy who, if his shot's on, he will put up a ton of points, and he'll definitely hit value at 4.2. Another guy I want to mention that interests me is Dion Waiters. All right, Dion Waiters is very interesting here. He's been putting up some points. He's been taking a lot of shots, which is a plus. Okay? And he's just been playing solid, plain and simple. I saw him having a shoot around with LeBron the other day, and he was just sinking everything. He looks good. He is a guy that has shown in the past that he can put up points if he gets some chance. So I really like him. And with Avery Bradley and those guys bowing out for the Lakers on this restart, obviously it's going to bump minutes for a lot of these Laker guards like Danny Green, Dion Waiters, Alex Caruso, J.R. Smith. The only problem with Dion Waiters is there's so many options here, even with Bradley and them out. Okay, Waiters, Green, Caruso, Smith, a lot of options. Dion Waiters would probably be my go-to just as the punt. If I'm going to take a guard, he's only 3-1. He's a solid punt option. I do like JR and Caruso a lot, though. They're down there at price, 3.8 and 3.7. So all those guys are options. That's mainly it. For guard, if you want to save, my favorite is Donovan Mitchell probably, but if you want to save, Dion Waiters, Alex Caruso, J.R. Smith, just trying to figure out. You got Caldwell Pope there too. So just trying to figure out exactly what you're going to get out of there is going to be hard to decide. So I'm leaning Donovan Mitchell when it goes to shooting guard probably. At small forward, this is a great position because one of my favorite plays, honestly, is at this one. And it's Paul George. Plain and simple. Paul George with no Montrezl Harrell, no Lou Will. Paul George has also been absolutely balling so far during scrimmages. The dude is just in a fantastic spot. Last time against the Lakers, he dropped 50 Draftkings points. So he's just in a fantastic spot. I think he's going to have a great game. And especially if AD misses, man, that's just a big defensive guide from this team in general, from this Laker team in general. So Paul George at only 7.2 is almost a free square. Love Paul George, one of my favorite plays. Kawhi Leonard, obviously, is always a guy who is a solid option, especially with Montrezl Harrell and Lou Will out, on top of Patrick Beverley possibly being out too. There's just a lot of guys missing for this Clipper team. Leonard is a consistent contributor, and he is only 9.2, so you can do worse. I want to take a second to talk about Kyle Kuzma, who is going to get a significant bump if AD misses, okay? If Anthony Davis misses, Kyle Kuzma is almost an immediate lock button, okay? Plain and simple. So pay attention to that because Kyle Kuzma at only 4.5 is an amazing option if Anthony Davis misses. You guys know that. I don't have to really harp on that too long. What else? I want to talk about Marcus Morris. Marcus Morris with Harrell out is another guy that is a very interesting option here at 4.7, okay? We know what Marcus Morris likes to do. He likes to shoot a ton of three-pointers, and hopefully he can get them in. And if he does get hot and he starts sinking these, it's going to be a great situation for him. So Marcus Morris is another guy who's going to benefit a ton with some Harrell out. And then that's about it. I'm not too much on Ingram as much anymore, especially with Paul George, Kuzma, all these guys as options at that position. I just think there's no need for Brandon Ingram, in my opinion, as of right now. Power forward, as you guys know, Kyle Kuzma is still obviously an amazing play over here if AD misses. Anthony Davis plays. Obviously, he's the best power forward on the board. Pay attention to the Zion Williamson situation because if he misses, some value is going to pop up. I think Zion will play. If I had to guess at this moment, I would think Zion Williamson would play. Maybe have a little bit of a minutes limit, but not much to make much of an impact to any of these guys off the bench, but we'll see. But yeah, power forward's pretty simple, okay? If Anthony Davis plays, then you can have the option of playing Anthony Davis. If he doesn't, Kyle Kuzma's lock button, plain and simple. At the center position, now, if Anthony Davis misses, Kyle Kuzma's not the only one who's going to get a solid bump here, okay? You're going to get bumps to JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard was dealing with a little knee soreness and did not practice their last practice. He'll be good to go, though. I mean, he's old as hell. You can't help but have some knee soreness. I mean, the dude's old. But McGee and Howard are both going to get bumps if AD misses. So don't sleep on either of them, because honestly, JaVale McGee at 3'6" is pretty damn sexy. Dwight Howard at 3'2" is pretty damn sexy. Okay, these guys are super, super cheap, and they will definitely get bumps. Okay, Kuzma's not the only one. They will definitely get some bumps in this situation. So I really like them. Another guy, Ivica Zubac. Zubac will definitely get a bump with Harrell out. Okay, and Zubac does have a tough matchup. McGee is solid defensively down low. Dwight Howard is solid defensively down low. So even if AD misses, I mean, it's not great. And if AD plays, I'm definitely not playing Zubac. But if AD misses with Harrell out, Zubac is a decent option. He's going to be in position to get a good amount of rebounds here. He's not, I mean, at 4-5, I obviously prefer McGee or Howard on the other end, especially if AD misses, okay? And then last but not least, Rudy Gobert. I talked about him in the high five video. Still love the dude. I mean, if AD misses, it's going to be incredibly hard for me to go him here because there's just going to be value there at the position. But Rudy Gobert, obviously, I love this dude. And going against New Orleans, who might possibly could be with a limited or no Zion, I'm definitely down with some Rudy Gobert for sure. And that's about it. We've talked about every position. All the rest of them are just pretty much going back over guards and stuff. Pretty much just to summarize, I do lean LeBron James over AD just straight up, solely on the fact that AD's already dealing with an issue. He could possibly miss. LeBron is the guy when it comes to spend-ups that I would prefer on this slate. That is my main go-to guy. If AD misses, Kyle Kuzma, McGee, Howard, all these guys get bumps, okay? With Montrezl Harrell and Lou Will missing, you got pay attention to Patrick Beverley because Reggie Jackson's going to get a bump. You know, you're going to get bumps for Zubac. You're going to get a bumps for Marcus Morris. So also, Paul George is a tremendous play at that price. He is pretty much a lock as well. All right, and that's about it. I mean, remember, guys, this is only a 2-game slate. So regardless, do not go ridiculous and go all in and bet crazy. I know we're all excited, but take it easy. Play it smart. I know all of our Greenlight DFS members, we are stacked up from MLB so far, and I know y'all have a lot of money to spend. Don't go crazy. It's only a 2-game slate. Anything can happen on 2-game slates. Obviously, every single day when I go into a slate, I come in confident in the lineup that I give and I lineup I land on. I can't possibly imagine making it better. So whatever happens at that point on is out of my hands. But all I can control is the amount of effort, the amount of work that I put into it. And that's it. And that's all you can do. On a 2-game slate, there's a lot of things that could happen. Okay, so just go light on the 2-game and get ready for these bigger slates that are coming after. All right, greenlightdfs.com to join the squad. Thank you guys for joining me as always. Peace.